Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, and the rest is history, right? That's what we've been told for generations. Columbus, the brave explorer, discovering America. But what if I told you that the story is a lot more complicated than we've been led to believe? Buckle up, because the truth about America's discovery is far more mysterious and way more fascinating. We've all been taught the same story. Columbus sailed the ocean blue and bam, America was discovered. But what if I told you that this so-called discovery is far more complicated? In 1492, Columbus set sail from Spain, hoping to find a faster route to Asia. What he found instead were the islands of the Caribbean, a whole new world, but not the one he was looking for. Columbus thought he had reached Asia, but what he really found was an entire continent full of people already living there. So why do we still say Columbus discovered America? Well, let's dig into that. Before Columbus even set sail, millions of people were already living on the land we now call America. Native American tribes, the Maya, the Aztecs, and the Inca were thriving. These civilizations had developed advanced farming techniques, complex social structures, and rich cultural traditions long before Columbus even thought about crossing the ocean. The Americas were already a vibrant and diverse place. So Columbus didn't discover a barren land. He stumbled upon a well-established world of culture and history. But hold on a minute. Columbus wasn't even the first European to reach North America. In fact, the Vikings were here long before Columbus, around the year 1000 AD. Led by Leif Erikson, they sailed from Greenland and established a settlement in what we now know as Newfoundland, Canada. So why didn't they stick around? Well, the Vikings didn't have the resources or the numbers to maintain a permanent colony, and they eventually gave up. But they were here, making them, technically, the first Europeans to discover America. Now let's go back to Columbus. What was his real goal? He wasn't trying to discover a new world. Columbus's mission was to find a faster route to Asia, specifically to get to the spice-rich lands of India and China. He had no idea that an entire continent lay between Europe and Asia. So when Columbus landed in the Caribbean and thought he had reached Asia, he was mistaken. But despite his misjudgment, his voyages would change the world forever. So why is it called America and not Columbia or Vespuccia? Well, after Columbus's voyages, another explorer came along, Amerigo Vespucci. Vespucci was one of the first to realize that the lands Columbus had found weren't Asia at all, but a completely new continent. In 1507, a German mapmaker named Martin Waldseemüller created a new map of the world, and he named this new continent America, after Amerigo Vespucci, in recognition of his findings. So it's actually Amerigo, not Columbus, who gets the honor of lending his name to the Americas. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? Columbus's voyages were a significant event, yes, but they were far from the discovery of a new world. Indigenous peoples had been living here for thousands of years. The Vikings had already explored the land, and even other explorers like Vespucci had a more accurate view of the continent than Columbus. Yet Columbus's name stuck, largely due to the political and cultural impact his voyages had on Europe's exploration and eventual colonization of the Americas. While Columbus's discovery changed the world forever, it also led to the devastation of the indigenous peoples. From diseases brought by Europeans to forced labor and the eventual colonization of their lands, the Native Americans were drastically affected by the arrival of Columbus and later settlers. Columbus's legacy is a reminder that exploration often comes with unintended consequences. And while we celebrate the advancements made in exploration and trade, we must also recognize the pain and loss that came with it. So while Columbus did set in motion a series of events that changed the world, we should also remember that the full story of America's discovery is far more complicated than we've been taught. It's not just about one man's journey, it's about the people who were here long before him, the explorers who came before Columbus, and the legacies they left behind. It's time we broaden our view of history and acknowledge all the voices and perspectives that have shaped the Americas. If you found this video eye-opening, drop a like and leave a comment down below. What's your take on the story of America's discovery? Did Columbus deserve the title of discoverer, or does history need a rewrite? Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into history's mysteries. See you next time.